Well, what should I do? I sighed, looking at the financial state of my restaurant, which was struggling due to the ongoing pandemic. I'm Yoshihisa Soneda, 25 years old. I run a fusion cuisine restaurant. Well, at least there's a reservation today, I guess. In our peak, we had a lot of part-timers, but now we've cut back to just 2. Good morning. Yuji Fukumasu, the college student working part-time today, arrived. Manager, I need to talk to you about something. Sure, what is it? Yuji hesitated, as if waiting for something. Then, someone popped their head in.
Good morning, Yoshihisa.
Kotoha, what's up? Why are you here at the restaurant so early? This is Kotoha Nikai, 26. She's my girlfriend. I'm about to talk with Fukumasu, so if you have something to say, please wait.
No, I'm here for the same thing.
Huh? We're dating now. What?
Yuji-kun, you were saying you got a job offer at a big corporation, right? So you get it, right?
No, I don't get it.
It's better to be with him who has a stable income than with the owner of an unstable business like you.
Sorry for having a bright future. So, things might get awkward with the manager and all, so I'm quitting my part-time job. Thank you for everything. Stunned by the harsh reality, Fukumasu boldly declared his departure. The 2 of them left through the employee entrance. I watched them go, dumbfounded, before realizing I have no one to work the floor for today's service. And we have a rare reservation today. What am I supposed to do? You shouldn't even be open. Just close up for the day. I shook off such evil whispers. As if my business wasn't struggling enough, if I lose the trust of my customers, it's over. Amid the chaos, I finally found one possibility. That's right, Shimozono, if she's available. Shimozono Hikari is the last part-timer I have left. I quickly took out my phone and called. So that's it. I know it's short notice, but could you possibly come in? In my confusion, I ended up telling her everything, even about Kotoha, which I shouldn't have. But Shimozono listened to everything silently. Then...
Manager, that's awful. Okay, I'll be there right away.
She readily agreed to fill in for the shift.
You seem sad. Manager, are you okay?
About a month had passed, and the shock of the breakup had begun to fade. The restaurant was operating normally, except for 1 day a week off. And that was all thanks to Shimozono, who had been working almost full-time. Shimozono is such a good girl.
Hey, don't treat me like a kid.
Shimozono pouted, looking like a middle schooler, but...
Even though I look like this, I'm a proper college student.
That's right. Believe it or not, she's a third-year college student, despite her looks. I know. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Shimozono puffed up her chest. That gesture was also strangely childish. The time I spent talking with Shimozono in the kitchen before opening was a good way for me to heal my broken heart. How's university going?
I've already got all the credits I need, so it's fine. It's also good timing that it's before spring break.
Thanks, but I've finally found a new part-timer, so I can let you go back to your usual shifts.
You found a new part-timer?
Why do you sound a little disappointed?
It's nothing. It looks like I'll be able to finish training the new person during spring break.
That's right. This time, we also hired a kitchen staff, so I need to do my best to train them.
Kitchen staff?
I figured it would be bad if I didn't know what to do with the floor when needed. Originally, our restaurant was run by me in the kitchen plus 1 floor part-timer. So I decided to keep an eye on everything, not just the kitchen.
Does that mean you're gonna make recipes for all your dishes, manager?
It's a bit of a pain, but once I have recipes, even a part-time cook can make the same dishes. That's necessary for me to be able to work the floor and oversee the entire restaurant.
I wouldn't skip out, though.
Yeah. It's not that I don't trust Hikari. In fact, I know I can count on you in a pinch. But I don't want to put all the burden on you. It's my restaurant after all.
If that's the case, then.
And as I declared, after training the kitchen staff to a certain extent, I started working the floor. Welcome. Right now, I recommend our spring vegetable soup curry. It's hard to oversee both the kitchen and the floor, but by working the floor, I can see areas for improvement. Thanks to my enthusiastic customer service, the restaurant's sales went up significantly, and the number of customers increased rapidly. Okay, I'm heading to the kitchen for now, so I'll leave the floor to you. Okay, replied Shimazono, who was also doing a great job leading the floor as a part-time leader. Thanks to that, our restaurant became a bustling business in about 6 months. Shimazono, you're graduating soon, right? The other day you said you wanted to work for me. Were you serious about that?
Yes, I'm serious. I haven't been job hunting, so I'll cry if you say no.
Oh man, the responsibility is huge. The business is on the right track, so if you're okay with it, I want you to be our first official full-time employee. How about it? Is that bad? Wait, why are you crying?
I'm so happy. I'll do my best.
Just as she said, as soon as she became a full-time employee, Shimazono began working on creating a customer service manual. She finished a very easy-to-understand booklet full of her know-how. It feels like training the part-timers has gotten so much easier because of it. Hikari, I'm thinking of opening a second restaurant. A few years later, during the slow time after lunch, I suddenly brought it up. A guy I met at a networking event for restaurant owners is closing shop. It seems like I might be able to rent out that property as is. What do you think?
I think it's a good idea, but why are you asking me?
If I open a second restaurant, I want you to be in charge there, so I was wondering if you were okay with that.
I'd be sad to be away from the manager, but we can meet after closing, and I'll go if you say so.
Well, I'll be going there half the week too.
Then it's no problem at all. The style will be the same fusion cuisine as here, right?
Yeah, but I'm thinking of changing the concept a little, like to a fusion izakaya. The property was originally an izakaya, and I think it would attract former customers too.
I see. Even still, a second restaurant. It's become so big since when the manager was running the kitchen all alone.
I did the recipes, Shimazono did the customer service manual, and the preparations for hiring people and expanding were complete before we knew it.
Our sales have been working really hard too.
Looking back, I think the turning point was when I hired kitchen staff so I could oversee the entire restaurant. I guess that backstabbing Fukumasu was useful in some way. While I was talking, the door chime announced a customer's arrival.
Welcome! Oh, how cute. Are you helping out at home, little girl?
Shimazono unexpectedly glared. About 40% of our new customers mistake Shimazono for an elementary or middle schooler. Haha, you're mistaken for a kid again.
If I'm a kid, then the manager is a lolicon.
Hey, that sounds bad.
Oh, is that so?
No, that's not it. She's an adult, and she's our assistant manager.
Welcome to the fusion restaurant, Lolita.
Don't just change the name of the restaurant. A few months later, while I was cooking in the kitchen of the second restaurant, Hikari came rushing in.
Yoshihisa-san, Fukumasu is here as a customer.
I was surprised for a second, but we're not really on a greeting basis now. So I said that, but Hikari continued.
He's with a young woman. They seem pretty close.
Is Kotoha here too?
No, it's not Kotoha-san.
Huh?
Just come with me.
Hikari pulled me to the entrance to the floor.
We know them, so let's take a peek from behind.
What do you mean?
You'll see.
When I peeked, Fukumasu was indeed sitting at a table with an unfamiliar woman, looking very close. Did he break up with Kotoha?
Is Kotoha-senpai okay with this?
That old hag was just a fling.
You're bad, Kotoha-senpai. Always brags about you at work. Saying you are a promising man working for a big corporation.
It's hilarious that she thinks she's a good match for me. I played with her a bit, then she took it seriously, and now she's a pain. Always talking about marriage.
Didn't you like her before?
Nah, she was originally my boss's girlfriend back when I was a part-timer at his restaurant. When she found out about my new job, she started hitting on me with a vengeance. So, I just played along. The sex was good, and I also had a sense of superiority over the manager.
The manager must feel so pathetic.
However, it was lucky that the connection led me to a young beauty like Nanami. I heard a crack, and I realized it was the sound of me clenching my teeth. Kotoha being deceived doesn't matter, but remembering how I was looked down on and how he bailed on the restaurant, my anger came back.
Are you okay, Yoshihisa-san?
Seeing Hikari looking worried, she had already taken out her phone and taken a picture of Fukumasu and his date. Good. Take a picture of them. Fukumasu and his date were chatting casually while eating their drinks and food. Come to think of it, the place I worked part-time was a fusion cuisine restaurant. Well, it wasn't as refined as this place, though. Sorry for not being refined. I also improve over time. But the food here is delicious, so I might come back again. I wanted to say please don't, but I held back. It's more convenient if he comes back. I'll make sure he regrets it then. That night, after 3 years, I sent the data Shimazono had taken to Kotoha's phone. The message was just one line. He's cheating on you. With this, everything was prepared. I'd make them both regret it. I smirked to myself.
You little thief! Nanami, how could you steal your senpai's boyfriend? Kotoha-senpai, please calm down. This is just a misunderstanding.
Later, as I had planned, I managed to corner all the people involved in the back of the second restaurant.
I can't have you making a scene in the dining area. If you have a fight, do it here.
No, I don't really want to fight. Wait, is this the manager's restaurant? Yep, my second location. Thanks for your patronage. So, the manager called Kotoha, huh? That's right. After that message, Kotoha contacted me right away and asked me to let her know if he came to the restaurant again. By the way, I only helped Kotoha because I wanted to see Fukumasu get what was coming to him, not because of her. You're so devious. Devious? I don't want to hear that from you, who used Kotoha from the beginning just for your own amusement.
What do you mean from the beginning?
Kotoha, quick to react to our conversation, directed her anger at Fukumasu. No, that's not what I meant. Fukumasu was about to make excuses, but it seemed he changed his mind, probably realizing it was pointless. He twisted his face and declared, "Yeah, that's right. It was just a game with you from the start."
So when you said you couldn't marry me until you got a promotion...
That was a lie, obviously.
How cruel! I'm turning 30 next year. I've always believed in you and waited for you.
I don't care. Besides, what kind of guy would fall for a woman who flirts with other men while having a boyfriend? At that moment, Kotoha's face contorted. No tears, but a sudden demonic expression appeared.
Yuji, you've got some nerve!
That's my Kotoha, I thought to myself with satisfaction.
Now I'm going to completely crush you even if it means I go down with you. Let's fall together.
What? What, are you crazy? Do you think I'll be intimidated by those threats?
Threats? I'm serious. Don't underestimate the sin of wasting a woman's 20s.
Fukumasu was silenced by Kotoha's intense anger. That's right. Kotoha is the type of person who will attack without regard for her own harm once she's angry. I used to think it was part of her personality, but now I'm grateful that we broke up without any issues.
And you too, Nanami! Don't think you can get away with stealing someone's boyfriend! Please calm down. Let's settle this peacefully.
How long do you think that would take for Kotoha to talk peacefully? I don't have time for that. Now, if you understand, go home.
The exit is this way.
Hikari opened the employee exit that led out of the back. Wait a minute. Kotoha, let's talk.
It's too late. If you don't want to get beaten up right now, get lost!
In the end, Fukumasu and his date left the back dejectedly. Huh? Kotoha, you can go home too.
Thank you for letting me know.
Kotoha, without any sign of leaving, thanked me with an unusually docile tone.
I realized that I was blind. Yoshihisa is still so kind, and he's even expanded his business. Maybe I should have chosen Yoshihisa.
The door slammed shut. Shimozono stood by the door, silently looking at me. Kotoha must not have seen Shimozono.
A second restaurant? How amazing. You've changed so much.
Kotoha paused dramatically, then took a step closer to me and whispered seductively.
Hey, Yoshihisa, can we start over?
To Kotoha, who was doing her best to be alluring. I immediately rejected her.
Why?
Why? Because it's just impossible. No, it's impossible.
But you went out of your way to tell me he was cheating. Doesn't that mean you still care? And you let me cause a scene at restaurant.
That's only because I knew it would be bad if I didn't say anything. I only used Kotoha to get back at Fukumasu. But I couldn't say that, or she'd turn her anger toward me, so I tried to remain calm. I was sad. I got dumped for Fukumasu because my business was doing a little poorly.
But at that time it really seemed like your restaurant was going under.
Shouldn't lovers be supportive in those times?
Even if you said that, I don't know anything about running a business.
I'm not saying you need to help run the business. I just mean, shouldn't a lover cheer you on?
So, what you're saying is, you wanted me to cheer you on?
Yeah, I was depressed at the time, and I had some regrets.
Then...
Kotoha tried to use my opening to grab me, but that's all in the past. Kotoha went silent after I made it clear that she was in the past. And in that moment... Besides, I'm married already.
What? No way. That's a lie. There weren't any signs of that.
Are you talking about a wedding ring? Nobody in a restaurant wears a ring.
I mean, who is your partner?
I pointed at Shimozono, saying, this one.
Yes, I'm his wife, Hikari. Aww, a lolicon.
No! Besides, she's only a year younger than Fukumasu. After carefully looking at Shimozono, Kotoha staggered backward.
We've already had our wedding.
We promised that we'd go on our honeymoon when the second restaurant gets a bit more stable.
That's right. We're a married couple. We registered our marriage 3 months ago. No way!
Kotoha screamed and then slumped, defeated. She was then led out of the restaurant by Shimozono and left the place dejectedly. Whew, it's finally over.
Yeah, you did a great job. But weren't you going to tell Kotaha a bit more off?
Well, if those two are going to tear each other apart, I'll let some things go. I'm sure Kotoha will make a scene.
Also, do you really not have any lingering feelings?
There's no way I would. Did you get worried?
Just a little bit.
You are the only one for me.
Is it okay with me?
Of course. It's you that I want. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said yes when you confessed, or proposed to you myself, right?
Yeah.
After that, thanks to the rumors from our customers, Shimozono and I found out about the aftermath of Kotoha's actions. Kotoha actually showed up at Fukumasu's company and caused a scene.
And she sent them anonymous letters and made phone calls to harass them. I'm sure Fukumasu's standing in the company took a huge hit. Also, I heard that she made his girlfriend at work quit her job.
That girlfriend also had a habit of looking down on others, so I can't feel any sympathy for her. Kotoha herself is also in trouble with the police for her actions. It'll be hard for her to find a job or love around here. Her reputation has been destroyed. Rumor has it, she ran away from this area. I hope she'll keep it down for the sake of everyone she might hurt next.
It looks like she played her role as planned.
Yeah, she got what she deserved. A few months later, our second restaurant was stable, so Shimozono and I were in Hawaii for our delayed honeymoon. Right now, we're taking a break at a sports bar in Waikiki and having lunch.
This is delicious. Let's make it at our place too. I'll steal the recipe.
Ah, garlic shrimp. It wouldn't be bad to incorporate some Hawaiian flavors. It was a sports bar known for broadcasting games, but we were more interested in the food. Most of the ingredients are easily available in Japan too. Shimozono suddenly looked straight at me.
Hey, why did you choose me? Was it because of my charming, lowly body?
No, I'm not a lolicon. After a sharp retort, I cleared my throat and calmed myself. I proposed to you because you have always been devoted to me.
Yes, I'm devoted to Yoshihisa.
Unlike Kotoha, who changes partners depending on her situation, I don't want to live like that.
In richness and in poverty, to love and cherish, to comfort and help. For as long as we shall live, I vow to be true to you.
Ah, that's exactly it. A rolling stone gathers no moss. If you keep changing your goals and jumping from one thing to another, you won't end up with anything in the end. What? That's...
You made a mistake with the bus arrangement, didn't you? I understand you're panicking, but it's not good to blame someone else.
I want to become a woman my father can be proud of, as a way of repaying him for raising me.
That's wonderful. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have generalized all men. This tea doesn't have any sharp or bitter notes, but it has a deep sweetness and a refined aroma. It's delicious.
You're quite knowledgeable. You're exactly right. Kyoto's Gyokuro tea leaves are especially prized for their sweetness.
I'm Kento Kawane, stopping by a Japanese tea shop during a business trip, enjoying tasting of my favorite sencha teas. I'm 27 years old, working for a major travel agency, and I'm constantly on business trips all over the country. Thanks to that, I get to enjoy my favorite Japanese tea, as well as all sorts of local gourmet food. I can share the knowledge I gain with our travelers, so it's really killing two birds with one stone.
Kawane, you're working hard on your business trip to Kyoto. Even with all these trips, Kawane, you never look tired. You really love this job, don't you?
He is Director Issei. He's an amazing person who became a director at the youngest age ever. But he's also very friendly, and I respect him. Yes, I do. I believe it's my calling. Besides, while scenery and experiences are often prioritized these days, I think the basics of travel enjoyment are gourmet food. I'll do my best to attract even more customers to next spring's Hokkaido Gourmet Tour.
Is that so? Kawane, I'm counting on you.
Director Issei is so friendly and cheerful. He's also very attentive to his subordinates at work. The bus company I arranged went bankrupt. What am I gonna do? There's not much time.
In that case, a bus company I'm familiar with might be able to help, even at this late hour. I'll arrange it.
Really? Thank you so much. The director is really reliable. I'll do my best to catch up to him quickly. However, that fulfilling work life suddenly changed one day. Huh? The bus hasn't been arranged? No, that can't be. I'm being told that 2 chartered buses needed for part of a company trip for 100 people haven't arrived at the site. Naturally, the employee in charge is furious, but there's no way to arrange chartered buses on such short notice. I'm so sorry. We can adjust part of the itinerary so that buses aren't needed. I somehow managed to convince them with my proposal. Still, we need to issue refunds, and it'll be difficult to continue the contract next year. I know the cause. I headed to the director's desk and reported the trouble that had just occurred. Director, I need to talk to you about the bus company you urgently arranged the other day. The buses haven't arrived at the site. What happened? I had no intention of blaming him, but the director's words were unbelievable.
Huh? Bus? What are you talking about? I don't know anything about that.
What? That's...
You made a mistake with the bus arrangement, didn't you? I understand you're panicking, but it's not good to blame someone else. The company for this employee trip isn't large, but they're an important client that our president has been dealing with since he was young. If we lose the contract, it'll be a disaster. You should be prepared for that.
I immediately understood from the director's demeanor. He was panicking about the magnitude of his mistake and wanted to shift the blame. I never expected the director, whom I trusted, to lie like this for self-preservation. That's impossible. After that, I was summoned by the president because I had angered a long-standing important client. I needed to prove my innocence, so I checked my past internal chat logs with the director. But the part where we discussed the bus arrangement had been deleted for some reason. Could it be? Using his director privileges? He went this far. In the end, I was forced to take all the responsibility, and I was completely isolated, surrounded by employees who were believers of the accomplished director.
How could he try to blame the kind director? Was he desperate for self-preservation? What an ingrate.
I lost my place and my motivation, and this was the trigger for me to leave the company. I'm so done with the power dynamics in a company. After resigning, I wasn't looking for a new job, but I was thinking about whether there was a job where I could use my current knowledge and experience. I thought it was my calling. But now, I'm afraid that even that feeling is gone because of the betrayal. This shop. What suddenly caught my eye was a small rundown coffee shop that I used to frequent. The elderly owner had closed it down due to her age, but the shop remained as it was, and there was no notice for renting it out. I really loved this shop. The owner was a very nice person. This is it. With an impulse close to a flash of inspiration, I went around to the main house and rang the doorbell.
Oh, Kento? It's been a while. Thank you for frequenting my shop back then.
I'm glad to see you're doing well. Aren't you renting out the shop? I'd like to take it over if that's okay.
Oh, what a surprise. You want to rent the shop?
Of course, I'd be delighted if it were you, Kento. I see. That shop? Thank you.
The old woman repeated her words, nodding as if she was savoring them. Her expression looked somewhat happy. When I asked, she said that she felt lonely about closing the shop in her declining health, and she hadn't been able to put up a notice for renting it out.
If the shop opens, I'll be looking forward to visiting as a customer this time.
It wasn't that I was trying to repay her kindness or anything, but as a result, if it makes her happy, that's all that matters. I was also happy about that small promise, and I bowed deeply. So, things progressed quickly, and I started preparing to open the coffee shop. The former owner, the old woman, would sometimes drop by to check on me and bring me snacks.
Have you decided what kind of shop you're going to make it?
Yes, I'm thinking of serving Japanese tea. Thanks to my business trips all over Japan, I've become quite knowledgeable about all kinds of local gourmet food. Among them, I thought of something that is in demand by people of all ages and can be operated as both a cafe and a bar. With Japanese tea, I'm sure I can make the most of my knowledge. The interior and equipment were left as they were. I arranged the Japanese tea I had purchased from various places in the glass case where coffee used to be displayed. The only new things I prepared were teapots and teacups, and I was able to open the shop at a very low cost.
Ah, so relaxing. The time I spend here drinking Japanese tea and enjoying sweets that go well with it is the most chill time.
Chill? What does that mean?
Huh? Kento, you're only 27, right? It's bad if you don't know things like that.
She is Sumire. I only know that she is a 21-year-old university student. She is the shop's first regular customer. She says there are coffee shops everywhere and is truly happy that a Japanese tea specialty shop is opened.
It's amazing how you became a popular shop so quickly, even though some customers have been coming since the coffee shop days.
During the day, the sale of Japanese tea and the in-store tasting set of Japanese teas from various regions are well received. At night, we also serve alcohol made with matcha, and the customer traffic has been good since we opened. Well, it's just a coincidence. I need to increase the number of regular customers like Sumire. After all, I'm a novice when it comes to business.
You had a boss who blamed you for their mistakes when you were a company employee, right? That was really unfortunate. But why would a grown adult do something like that?
Why, you ask? I guess it's because everyone in the end cares about themselves the most, right?
That's not true. My father raised me alone after my mother died early. For my sake, my father must have sacrificed everything. I respect my father for that.
I see. Sumire's father is a wonderful person. I wonder if it's my bias. Due to my experience, that makes me think that such people are a minority in this day and age.
I want to become a woman my father can be proud of, as a way of repaying him for raising me.
That's wonderful. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have generalized all men.
Oh, I'm sorry too. For some reason, I have a habit of getting heated when it comes to my father.
Sumire apologized, sticking out her tongue. She must really love her father. I also honestly reflected on my generalization, and we had a good time as usual. There's a guy who had become a regular at the shop after Sumire.
Give me a shochu with matcha on the rocks. Rice shochu. 3 scoops of Nishio matcha with a tea scoop. And 5 ice cubes. Thanks.
Yes, certainly. It's Shiran, my classmate from university who always makes slightly troublesome orders. He must have heard rumors about me somewhere, and he comes to the shop almost as often as Sumire. Of course, the two of them meet at the shop many times, and naturally, start talking to each other.
Kento is making this tea in a way that allows you to enjoy the sweetness of the tea leaves. So why do you eat snacks with it?
Isn't that a matter of personal preference? Imposing your values like that is the least attractive thing you can do these days, you know?
I'm not talking about being attractive or not. Don't try to shift the point of your area of expertise. That's a bad habit of young people.
Ugh, Chiron, you're always such a pain. Can you just drop the old man act?
I'm sorry, Sumire. Chiron has always been a bit quick-witted, so he tends to say too much. Or he's not honest.
It's not something Kento should apologize for, but I don't think Chiron is a suitable friend for Kento.
It's not for you to decide who my friends are. Kento chose me as his friend, that's all.
Ugh, he really gets on my nerves.
Sumire and Chiron are always arguing like that. But I was so surprised by Sumire's next words that I lost my voice.
Chiron seems so confident, but can you beat my father? He was featured in a business magazine last month. The future of travel agencies as envisioned by the youngest ever promoted director. Isn't that amazing?
The face on the screen of the smartphone Sumire showed me was one I couldn't forget, even if I wanted to. Huh? Director Issei, the very person who drove me to resign, is, unbelievably, Sumire's proud father. No way! Unfortunately, I was preparing to sue Director Issei. Considering what he did, it's only natural that he should be sued. But for her, he's the father who poured all his love into her, even for her mother's share. Sumire's heart, which loves and respects her father so much. I don't care about your parents. I'm talking to you, one-on-one. Stop shifting the point.
I'm not shifting anything. Can you please read this article properly?
Perhaps noticing my strange behavior, the calm Chiron tried to keep the conversation going and cover me. I was planning to sue the director when the shop calmed down, but I was starting to have second thoughts. After agonizing over it for a few days, I called Chiron, whom I had been consulting with, to the shop before opening hours. I've thought about it a lot, but I've decided not to sue him. Is it because she's an important regular customer? Or are you in love with her? What are you saying? Of course it's because she's a regular customer. I wonder. Don't underestimate my ability to see through people, ha! We continued talking, and before we knew it, it was past opening time.
Good afternoon. The sign outside still said closed, but it's opening time, so I came in.
Sumire, please, come in.
Oh, Chiron, you're here. We've been seeing each other a lot lately.
Don't lump me in with you. I'm not free like a student. I'm here for work too.
How can you say it's for work when you're drinking shochu with matcha? Kento, I'll have the Shizuoka tasting set today. I'll use the restroom.
After Sumire disappeared into the restroom in the back, Chiron started continuing our earlier conversation. So, are you really okay with this? He's the hateful boss who drove you out. You've even gathered evidence. Hey, she can hear you. Stop talking about that now. Whether you sue or not, there will come a time when you have to tell Sumire about this. Especially if you care about her. I know, but for Sumire, he's the father who raised her single-handedly.
Huh? Sue? What do you mean?
Meanwhile, Sumire was frozen in the restroom. She seems to have heard my quiet voice.
Sue, the hateful boss who drove him out? Could it be that the person who drove Kento to quit his job was my dad?
After that, Sumire, who came back from the restroom, seemed to be somewhere else. After finishing her tea, she quietly left and suddenly stopped coming to the shop. Kento, you're here, aren't you? One day, before opening, I heard the sound of the door being opened violently, and a man entered the shop. It's been a while, Director Issei. We're not open yet. I'm not a customer. You shouldn't suddenly resort to legal action. We should talk first. He seems to have received a certified letter from my lawyer and rushed to find out my whereabouts in the shop. Yes, I eventually decided to sue him. The former director is a shadow of his former self. I wonder if he was wearing a mask. I believe it said in the letter that we should communicate through our lawyers.
I don't care about that, but my daughter recently told me she was hooked on a Japanese tea cafe, and I never imagined it was Kento's shop.
Sumire is one of our regular customers, but that's one thing, and this is another. It's a separate issue. I'll make sure you take responsibility for driving me to voluntary resignation.
Who do you think you are? I have a proposal. I'll pay you compensation, but there are conditions. Don't ever have anything to do with Sumire again, and keep this a secret from Sumire. How about it?
Director Issei is supposed to be on the defensive, but he's strangely confident. I remembered the time when he blamed me for his mistake. Director, Why is the person paying compensation making demands? Do you understand your current position? As I was dumbfounded by Director Issei's preposterous proposal, the door of the shop opened. Apparently, the director was so loud that his voice could be heard outside this old building.
Who is this rude, foul-mouthed man? Kento's friend?
Well, he is a friend from my university days. I'm Chiran, Kento Kawane's lawyer. Can you please not talk to my client without my permission?
Oh.
That's right, Chiran's profession is a lawyer. He was definitely here for work too. When the director learned Chiran's profession, he seemed to realize that he was in trouble. He broke out in a cold sweat and softened his attitude.
I'm sorry about that. So, Mr. Lawyer, will you accept the conditions I mentioned earlier? I'll pay compensation, so keep this a secret from my daughter. What's so funny?
Well, I'm sorry. It's completely too late.
Too late?
Yes, it's too late. I mean, these coincidences do happen. I'm also a regular here, and I see your daughter quite often. But this is the first time our timing for entering the shop is overlapped.
You don't mean?
Yes, I do. I tried to stop her and asked her to wait, but her voice could be heard clearly outside. So, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. You can come in. At Chiran's words, the door opened with a lovely chime.
Sumire.
The director couldn't hide his agitation at his daughter's appearance. Sumire clenched her fists, her shoulders trembling with anger, and glared at her dad.
Dad!
Sumire whispered in a quietly trembling voice. Her voice was filled with disappointment in her father.
You didn't admit your mistake at work and blamed it on Kento. Not only that, you drove him to resign. You did something that could get you sued.
That's not true, Sumire. There was a misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding? Then why did Kento quit the job he loved so much and is working here?
Oh.
I always respected my father. I believed in you. I never thought you were the kind of person who would trap others and even yell and hurl abuse.
Wait, Sumire. It's not like I trapped him. And the yelling, that was really just a one-time thing.
Exaggeration? A one-time thing? Stop it. Don't disappoint me any further. You messed up Kento's life. You did something that could get you sued. I'm frustrated. I'm sad. I was the one who wasn't worthy of Kento.
Sumire, you're not to blame. Director, I was going to stop suing you at one point. Because I found out that you were a very loving and respected father to Sumire. But I still sued you, because Sumire asked me to.
Huh?
The director looked at Sumire with an expression of disbelief. This was about 10 days after Sumire stopped coming to the shop.
Kento, please, don't think of him as my father and sue him.
Sumire, who hadn't come to the shop for a while, came just before closing time and said that. That's when I finally realized why she hadn't come to the shop for a while. Sumire, are you sure? If I sue, your father will at least lose his current position.
It's fine. Once I learned the truth, I had no reason to be happy about my father's promotion.
Saying that, she bowed deeply and asked us. I could tell from her appearance that she had come to this conclusion after much thought and deliberation.
You know, I really respected my dad. He raised me alone and he was promoted to section chief and then director. He had a kind personality, and I was proud of him. I even thought until recently that I wanted to marry someone like my dad, but it was all fake.
Ugh, Sumire, that's not true. Your dad loves you and cherishes you, and he wanted to be a father you could be proud of, even just a little.
Then, admit your sins and atone for them, and apologize to Kento. If there's even a little bit of the father I respected and loved so much left in you.
Kento, Sumire, I truly apologize.
The director kept his head bowed until we started preparing for the opening. Whether the father Sumire believed in, the director I believed in, was still there, even a little. Even the director himself didn't know anymore. After that, word spread in my old travel agency that I had sued the director, and the Me Too movement intensified. Subordinates who had been suffering from the director's harassment started speaking out all at once. It turned out that there were many victims who had been silent. Fearing the director's history of being promoted at the youngest age, it was commonplace to have mistakes blamed on them or to have their achievements stolen. The company's top management summoned Director Issei for questioning after receiving reports of damage from many employees. He didn't argue at all at that time, and he admitted everything. He voluntarily resigned. He chose to give up the position in the company that he had been so particular about, and he said he would pay me compensation, and after that, he didn't look for another job. He seems to be spending his days doing volunteer work, perhaps for self-improvement. He seems to be trying to regain his daughter's trust, but the strong feelings she once had will probably never return.
It's so kind of you to hesitate to sue because you were thinking about my feelings.
And the series of events came to an end, and our usual daily life returned. I always heard from you how much you loved your father. To me, he was a boss who betrayed me. But to you, he was a wonderful father. Because my heart hurt so much when I was betrayed, I was worried about your heart, especially since he's your flesh and blood, right?
Kento, you really have a beautiful heart, and yet I even said that the foul-mouthed Chiron wasn't worthy of being Kento's friend. Kento, I'm sorry.
Well, if you're gonna apologize to me, I might listen if you look me in the eye.
Sorry.
Hey, Chiron, give her a break. Well, I forgive you, for the sake of you and this delicious tea. Yeah, thank you, Chiron. I think most people, to a greater or lesser extent, want to be someone they can be proud of in front of the people they care about. Someone you can be proud of probably varies from person to person, but I think you shouldn't lose your integrity. But you know, I don't think I would have worried about your heart this much if it wasn't you. Hey, Sumire, So, if romantic feelings are involved, can that be called integrity? I told her, who said that my heart was pure, that I thought it was probably a little different from pure integrity.